Hi, I'm Chip, and if your washing machine's not spinning, it might be the clutch, and this is how we change it. Let's get to it. Okay, today we're going to change this Whirlpool style clutch. And to do that, you need to get your transmission out of your machine. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to put a video right up here that will show you how to remove the case. And then after that, let's put another video right up here that shows me taking the agitator out and removing the transmission, so you can get down to these components right here, because you'll have to remove this transmission to get to this clutch. Anyway, the reason you would change this clutch is if your washing machine quit spinning correctly, or maybe your clothes are coming out a little damp or something. Chances are this clutch is slipping. One of the ways you can test it is bypass your lid switch, maybe put a screwdriver in it, or use a lid switch to bypass. I have a video for that too, like it right up here. And then you can start the spin cycle and maybe reach in, and if you can stop your tub really easy with your hand, then chances are this clutch is slipping too bad. Once you have it down to this point, you can also examine the pads in it. See, this pad, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but this side of the pad is thicker than this side. This side is going way down. And if I take the screwdriver or even my finger and I hold the bell housing here and I pull those clutch pads are really loose. I mean, you shouldn't be able to turn them that easily with your finger. Anyway, to change this, you need to take this cover off right here and lay it aside. And then after that, underneath there's a C-clip. And you just take a screwdriver and put it in the end of it and pull that C-clip off. And you want to lay that aside. And then under that, you have this keeper ring, I'll call it. And you just put a screwdriver under the end of it. It hooks right here and it goes all the way around, and the end fastens right here. Just put it on the end of it, push your screwdriver under, and just turn it, and it pops right off. And it comes right up the shaft, and you can lay it aside. It'll be replaced. Now you can just lift your clutch right off. Now, this is the old clutch, and you can dispose of it. Now we have the new clutch right here. It's part number 285785. You can order them off of Amazon. I have a link below to them. And within this, you're going to have various parts. This part goes on the machine itself. Here you have different springs and all, and you have some instructions. And let's open these instructions up and we'll look at them. Now the brake cam, you may or may not need to change that. This goes on the spin tube that stays on your machine when you pull your transmission off. And I'll show you how it operates here in a minute. But once you get your clutch, it's going to come assembled, and it may have different color springs. It comes with a blue spring, and they call that a black spring, but it's really dark green. But you have to determine which machine you have and which spring that you need. So on this particular machine was a 27-inch machine. It says here 27 regular large capacity machines. You would want to use the blue spring, which is part number 3946792, and we have the black spring in here. For the smaller machines, these are the 27. These two use this over and under. 27-inch uses the blue spring. These smaller machines use the black spring. So we need to change the spring out. So the way we're going to do that is we get a pair of pliers, and you're going to have to adjust these pliers. You want to adjust the jaws wide like that, and you get your clutch, and you're going to go either side of that spring and compress it. And when you do that, it'll loosen those pads up, and you can pull the clutch pads, or should be able to pull the clutch pads right out. They're in there good. There. Alright. Now once you get these out, you have to be careful. They have two cups right here, these two cups, and those are loose when you take the spring off, and they can fall off. You see, like right here. All right, with those 2 cups, I'm going to set them right here. Now we need to change these parts out, and I want to change it with this blue spring. And if you'll notice, there's a rubber piece that goes inside the spring. I don't know if that's a dampener or what the actual function is, but anyway, you want to put your spring on one of the cups here, leaving that little rubber piece in there. Oh, and don't lose that cup. And you want to get back on that little post. Like that. Now if you look at these wear pads, they have these little standoffs right here, and that goes inside the bell. So these will go down when you reinsert this into the bell. So you just change this the same way you took it out. You take your pliers, go either side of the spring, make sure they're, and just compress that spring and push those pads right back into the bell. Now they're in there, and it takes a lot of force to move that now. So make sure they're in there good and they're seated. Now inside your little parts kit, there's this retainer ring, and there's this plastic washer thing. Let's see what they call that. And it doesn't have a name for this plastic thing, but anyway, it fits. You turn your clutch upside down, and it fits in those screws, and it just snaps in like that. And now you fit your clutch back over the top of the shaft, and these protrusions fit in the teeth of your spin pinion gear. And you take your new retainer ring and put over it, and take a screwdriver. The retainer ring, the end of it is going to fit in this little hole right here. There's only one hole in that clutch. You fit it right in there. And the way you do that, you fit that in there, and then you kind of follow it around. That first, you put your finger on it and your thumb, and you can get it started. There's grooves in these little protrusions. I take my screwdriver, go around and push down and in. And the last one should just pop right in place, just like that. Now it's secure. Yeah. So now we want to take our old parts. We had a new retainer ring, so we're going to throw that away. And we have this C-clip right here, and there's 2 grooves in the side of this shaft, and that C-clip's going to fit right in those grooves. And you should be able to push them with your fingers. And then you want to put your cover with these little points down, and they're going to fit in the C-clip so it won't rotate. Now if you leave that C-clip off, that machine's going to make all kinds of noise, and you'll know that you left it off, and you have to disassemble everything all over again. Now this is called the brake cam driver, and the way this clutch works is this is attached to your spin cam, and it's going to be fit like this, and when the machine isn't agitated, this is just doing this. It's in neutral, and the shaft is moving back and forth. So when it shifts into spin, this will come around like this, and your spring will hit this cam and it pushes that cam, and it right here there's another cam that opens the brake shoes, and it allows the spin tube to spin along with this cam like that. That's where it engages, right at the end of that brake. So when you're reinstalling this and you see this on your spin tube, it's going to hit right here. It won't allow your bolts to fit snugly. So you look at this part of this cam, and you want to move your spring out of the way so it'll fit all the way down. And that's how you change your Whirlpool clutch. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Chip out.